Hello guys, welcome to my channel again, Asking Expert. So today we are going to discuss about a very important topic, which is a very common problem which students face or even professionals face. So we will be discussing about how we can crack any job interview. So without wasting any time, let's get started. I'm going to share a few tips and tricks which can help you crack any job interview, even if you are experienced person or even if you are fresher. So if you are going to follow these tips very strictly, then definitely you can ace any job interview in your life. The first thing which you should take care about is even if it is an offline interview or an online Zoom call or whatever, so you always need to dress properly. You need to be in the formal attire, even if you are prepared, even if you are giving interview online, because first impression is always the last impression. So that's why it is always better to dress in the proper formal attire. One another factor why I'm talking about the personalities, it will also make you feel confident. You would be able to answer every question if you are feeling confident. So I think is the very basic step. They should always dress properly before sitting into an interview. In a job interview, we are going to sell our skills ourselves. So it's always necessary that you always feel confident. Even if you don't have any answer, at least try to attempt that. Even if it goes wrong, that does not is not a negative point, because even if you are not answering it, that does not give is not giving any kind of value. So it's always good to feel confident, because feeling confident can sometimes change the mind of the interviewer that this person is at least confident and he can or she can try to at least jump on things whenever required. So it is always a good practice to always feel confident. Feeling nervous before start of interview is a very genuine thing. You should take long deep breaths in order to control your breath so that you don't feel nervous and do not give any wrong answers when you are feeling nervous. So now the main point comes when you are going to sell our skills as well as ourselves. So it is very important to answer the questions in accordance to the interview. For example, if you are appearing for a project manager interview and previously you have also worked as a project manager, but there might be some change in your responsibilities, then at least you have to tell the interviewer that you have done these kind of roles in the past as well as you have some experience in that role as well. For example, if I talk about a particular scenario, they would sometimes ask some situational based kinds of questions, that when you got a change request, then how you handled it, these kind of scenario questions, because these are only handled in a particular type of profile. So you always need to show interviewer that you have got the right knowledge. You need to attempt the question, at least start answering. First of all, just think quietly for a while, for a few seconds, and then start answering that question one by one, like how steps you would follow, what would be done by you, and what would be your main responsibilities to handle that situation. So I think it's quite important to sell your skills, and the interviewer should be convinced with your answer. So that's the main step you should follow. If I talk about my personal experience, then I've always learned from my teammates what they are doing, what is the difference between my job responsibilities as well as their job responsibilities. And it has happened quite a few times that whenever I have appeared for an interview for the same job profile, then many of the times the responsibilities which were expected from the opening position, that I was not doing, but one of my teammates had done that. So it is quite important to understand your role as well as your teammates' role as well. I'm not asking to deep dive into that thing, but at least you should have an idea and always try to gather as much as knowledge in your current role as possible. I always try to learn as many things as possible that are related to my role, so that whenever in future any new opportunity or any new chance comes, then I am able to grab it, and I am able to grab it very quickly as well as efficiently. So it's always better to learn from your teammates as well, from all your office colleagues, and whatever you think is quite necessary for a profile either in the future. So let's say if I talk about the entry level position of project managers, then budgeting is not there at all. If I talk about the project coordinator position, but when as a project coordinator progresses towards their career, they definitely have budgeting in their job responsibilities, but that comes at a later stage. So at that time, people face some problems. So at that time, they have to always gather the knowledge, because gathering knowledge can only help in progressing into your job. If you don't have any knowledge, then definitely you won't be able to ace that role. So it's always necessary to always have the knowledge, right knowledge, and the proper knowledge related to your job responsibilities. In any job interview, it is quite necessary to have proper communication skills. If you are not able to convey your ideas properly, then definitely interviewer would never select you at all. If you want to update your communication skills, want to improve your communication skills, I'm pasting one of the links in the chat in the description, so you can go there and watch that video as well. Okay, so it's quite necessary to improve communication skills. Sometimes it happens that the role only requires the communication skills because you have already got the analytical or problem solving skills. And the main thing is that the communication where you would be interacting with different personalities. So it is always quite important to have good communication skills as well. So always work on that and try to improve as much as possible. If you are following these points properly and strictly, then I think you would be able to ace an interview and you would be able to impress your interviewer. Okay, so if you have landed this video, watch this till this time, then all the best, and I hope you really crack the interview. If you have any other things that I have not mentioned and think are quite necessary for cracking a job interview, then please note that point in the comment section, and I will definitely be happy to know about that as well. If you're new to the channel, then please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.